Welcome to Brazil. After a 6-year break, this nation now resumes its place on the World Judo Tour, as it stages a Grand Slam in its capital city, Brasilia. As one of the sport's powerhouse nations, Brazil's return brought joy to the fans that had travelled here, as they created a party atmosphere for the world-class judoka in action. And what action it was! A growing theme, the battle between youth and experience. We'll bring you all the magic moments from the Grand Slam, as the race for Olympic qualification reaches a sprint finish, and athletes give it their all for one final push. We'll cover some of the news from elsewhere in the vast world of judo. And we'll catch up with the sports king, Teddy Riner, to discover the Frenchman's passions outside of the tatami, before we follow him on the next step of his journey to the Olympic Games in Tokyo next year. We start at under 60 kilograms, where the established Brazilian Eric Takabataki faced a domestic challenger in the final, the relatively unknown Alan Kuwabara. Yet it was him who'd been the most impressive during the day, defeating Islam Yashuev of Russia at the semi-final stage with a brilliant shoulder throw for ippon. And after almost scoring Owazari in regular time, Kuwabara looked dangerous as the final progressed into golden score. Your commentator is former world champion Neil Adams.
Kuwabara is climbing on top of this match here. Takabataki really having a problem with this right-hander. Now, right against left. Is he going to switch? Yes, he does! Tanio Toshi and Kuwabara has scored a massive ippon. What a time to do it! Into golden score, and it was so close. And Kuwabara came into this certainly as the number 2, but my goodness me, look at that Tanio Toshi there. What a time to do it, and he is the champion. And you could see some surprised faces there in the crowd. Kuwabara has upset the odds, but he is the champion.
Mr. Silvio Acasio Borges, president of the Brazilian Judo Confederation, was on hand to present Kuwabara with his medal. A magnificent performance as he topped a World Judo Tour podium for the first time. At under 52 kilograms, Olympic silver medalist Odette Giuffrida of Italy pitted her experience against the youth of home fighter Larissa Pimenta, the Pan American champion, who would be looking to give the crowd another gold medal to cheer. Which of these two would emerge victorious?
Well, Giuffrida really taking control of this match. And Pimenta, this is great experience for her. She can't stay here though, that's for sure, because that's around the neck. And Giuffrida has got the shimiwaza on. Can she get the leverage? Throws the legs forwards there, and you can see there, that is definitely on. The experience of Giuffrida there, she was so quickly with the transition, and she gets the submission in the end. Pimenta just stayed there on her hands and knees just for that second too long. She was so quick with the transition, she really was. It was a failed Seoinage there from Pimenta, and look at that, that was already round the neck there, and all she had to do now was to throw the hips forwards there, and that Koshi Jimmy was on. Well and truly on, and in the end, Pimenta had to submit. Giuffrida wins the gold medal for Italy. This time, experience prevails over youth.
The final of the under 57 kilogram division saw double world bronze medalist Great Britain's Nakoda Smythe-Davis squaring off against junior Pan American champion Ketlin Nascimento. It was a tough match, which would ultimately be decided in golden score.
Well, Nascimento knows that she has to go forward, she has to attack. She can't afford another penalty. Smythe-Davis, though, dominating the sleeves and dominating the grips. Oh, look at that! What an Osotogari that was! She actually threatened with that same technique a few times through the contest. Nascimento steps forward at the wrong time, and Smythe-Davis is round the leg, and she throws her with a huge ippon, and she lands cleanly on her back. What an ippon that was. It was off the sleeve. She goes in for the Osoto, changes direction, and Nascimento lands cleanly onto her back. It was huge. And Smith-Davis, wow, not only big points, but she wins the gold medal for Great Britain.
Favourite to take gold at under 73 kilograms was former world champion Hashimoto Soichi of Japan. His quest to salvage a place at the Olympic Games, which has almost certainly gone to his countryman Ono Shohei, looked to be on track after 2 fantastic shoulder throws saw him into the semi-finals. However, there he suffered a shock defeat to the wily Russian veteran Musa Magushkov, as his Tokyo 2020 dreams evaporated. Brazil's David Lima would face Magushkov in the final, having upset top seed Tommy Macias in his opening contest. Would youth prevail against experience, this time in Brasilia?
What a great experience this is for Lima. Magushkov, so experienced. Had a great match against Hashimoto. Did so well with it. Now, big arm over the top! Oh, what an ippon that was! Ippon straight away. The referee thought it was ippon. Magushkov, though, he says, I'm not letting go of this until it's absolute. Magushkov of Russia, that was absolute brilliance. As soon as that arm was over the back, then it was going to be dangerous for Lima. Lima, wow, he was trying to get away from it, but what a taitoshi it was. And it was superb. He had control of the head, and he makes sure, doesn't he, that he lands flat on his back. Youth against experience again. And Magushkov shows him who's boss.
The nation's Special Secretary of Sport of the Citizenship Ministry, Mr. Decio Brazil, was on hand to award Magushkov with his gold medal. The Russian showing he still has what it takes to top World Judo Tour podiums. Now, we draw our attention to the shores of Lake Geneva, halfway across the world, where at the Olympic Museum in Lausanne, senior members of the World Judo family came together for the unveiling of a statue created by artist Fodor Lengyel-Zoltan. Originally made for the World Championships in Budapest 2017, the IJF have now donated it to the IOC, so the general public can appreciate its beauty. Both IOC President Mr. Thomas Bach and IJF President Mr. Marius Visser were present for an event which embodied one of the goals of the Olympic movement: the blending of sports and culture, and also heralded the return of judo to Japan for the Olympic Games next year.
I think it was a great day for judo and the entire Olympic movement to show here that we are accomplishing together the mission which the IOC founder Pierre de Coubertin gave us to blend sport and culture.
The inauguration of the statue is representing as well a symbol of the good collaboration between the IOC and the IGF, the recognition of our efforts for the contribution of the development of the Olympic movement, contributing to the Olympic values based on the values and principles of our sports, and as well promoting always the Olympic values, the fairness and all the principles of judo for the society.
In yet another battle between youth and experience, Brazil's Alexia Castillos faced 2008 Olympic bronze medalist Ketlin Quadros in the final of the under 63 kilogram division.
What a domestic sort out this is. Olympic Games is beckoning. So Castillos will be trying to win this. Quadros, no! Oh, she has other thoughts on it. And that Sumigieshi there has finished it all off. What an ippon that was. She tried to bridge out Castillos, but, well, she didn't have a chance because Quadros And the experience of this lady, remember, she was 2008 Olympic bronze medalist. She's been there for so long, she's going for her last Olympic Games. And against the youngster here, wow, she changed direction just at the right time. Knew exactly what she wanted. What a sumigaeshi that was. She tried to bridge out, but it was a clean ippon, and Quadros comes off the better. Quadros is the winner, and this all-Brazilian final was an absolute cracker. Quadros celebrates with the crowd, and this crowd, it has to be said, has been absolutely magnificent.
At under 100 kilograms, Japan's Ida Kentaro was a man possessed as he blazed a path to the gold medal contest. In a performance which had shades of the great Inui Kosei about it, he mixed uchimata and ouchigari together seamlessly, as Inui himself sat in the coach's chair, admiring his athlete's work. After defeating Sienic Miklos of Hungary with ouchigari in his quarter-final bout, he then hopped continuously to eventually throw Russia's Kirill Denisov for ippon at the semi-final stage. A place in the gold medal contest, the reward for his persistence. Rafael Buzzaccarini would be his opponent there. The Brazilian is no slouch himself, as his elimination opponents found out during the day. Which one of these two big throwers would top the podium once the dust had settled in Brasilia?
Wow, the great Kosei Inui there, just shouting for his fighter. Ida has been magnificent all day, but so's Buzzaccarini, and he's not letting up. Buzzaccarini coming forward. Oh, drops Sienagi, and as he came forward there, he left himself open for that Sienagi. And this man here, Ida, has been thrown with uchimata all day. He just changes it. And actually, it was Sodi Surikomigoshi. He drops right the way underneath. Buzzaccarini coming forward at the wrong time. And that is what judo is all about. That was superb, it really was. And Ida, I think, is one of Japan's outside chances at the Olympic Games. If he goes, that is, and you can never tell with the Japanese selections. But Ida, certainly one of the most talented minus 100 kilos fighters from Japan that we've seen for some time.
At under 66 kilograms, Brazil's Daniel Cagnin came through a battle of the junior world champions against Italy's Manuel Lombardo. The 2017 champion defeating the 2018 champion Bayo Wazari. Japan's ambassador for Brazil, His Excellency Yamada Akira, was present to award the under 81 kilogram medals, placing gold around the neck of his compatriot Nagase Takanori. 2018 world champion Nicolas Shirazadishvili of Spain was back on top of the podium at under 90 kilograms, defeating Ivan Felipe Silva Morales of Cuba in the final. After some scintillating judo saw her into the final, Portugal's Catarina Costa took under 48 kilogram gold, thanks to a Wazari in the final against Brazil's Gabriela Chibana. It was her first Grand Slam win. No stranger to the spotlight is under 70 kilogram judoka Yuri Alvear. Colombia's triple world champion took gold, thanks to this Wazari against Germany's Giovanna Scocchimaru in the final. Cuba's Kaliema Antamachi was on point at under 78 kilograms, throwing big with Kosoto Gaki during the day. Just like her opponent in the final, Great Britain's Natalie Powell, who was also devastating with the same technique on her path to the final. There, Antamachi came out on top thanks to a counter-attack for a Wazari. IJF ambassador Mr. Antonio Castro presented her with the gold medal, her first on the World Judo Tour. Finally, in an all-Brazilian final, Beatriz Souza defeated her compatriot Maria Suelen Altman to take gold, scoring Wazari with a foot sweep before securing a pin to win by ippon. Tears of joy for Souza, as Brazil topped the medal table. Ippon number 3 from Brasilia came in an all-Russian clash between Kirill Denisov and Niaz Bilalov for bronze at under 100 kilograms.
Well, Bilalov, one more mistake and it's going to be all over anyway. Denisov gets that left arm round the head. just setting him up, and wow, oh, Guruma it was. Denisov, as soon as he had the grip, it looked to me as if it was all over. Bilalov just stayed in the same place just that little bit too long. Bronze medal then for Denisov. And look at that, well, it was Ashi Guruma actually. Ashi Guruma, beautifully executed. And look at that, the crowd, well, they loved Denisov.
Ippon 2 came when Teresa Stoll of Germany and Sarah Leonie Cizik of France clashed for bronze at under 57 kilograms.
Cizik looking better and better every time I see her. Did well at the World Championships. Former junior European champion, but got her work cut out here. Stoll's on great form. Big arm over the top from Stoll. Oh, Kosoto! As soon as that arm came over the top there, she knew exactly what she wanted. And wow, the leg came round. She had to pin the shoulder. She did pin the shoulder, and she just threw her cleanly onto her back there. Readjust that leg, that back leg, so important for the execution. Beautifully taken, and she got all the timing right at the right time. Stoll wins the bronze medal.
At under 81 kilograms, Portugal's Anri Egutidze faced Olympic champion Kasan Kalmazeev in a bronze medal match which produced our #1 Ippon.
Kalmazeev has been struggling just to find the same form that won him the Olympic title. Oh, look at that! That was huge! Massive Uranagi there. Egutidze just buries the Olympic champion. Well, we didn't expect that, and nor did Kalmazeev, because he just came in just that little bit too casual, and Egutidze just gets those hips underneath, and he just lifts him up and buries him. He normally does that kind of technique, but this time it was this man that wins the bronze medal. Brilliant stuff.
We finish at over 100 kilograms, where judo's king, Teddy Riner of France, had earmarked Brasilia to continue his comeback. The 10-time world champion first returned to action with a win at the Montreal Grand Prix back in July, but did not feel ready for the World Championships, and so sat out as Lukas Kapalik of the Czech Republic took gold. We caught up with Riner before the action here in Brasilia to talk about his exploits off the tatami during his absence from top-level competition.
After my 10th World Championship gold medal, firstly I was so honoured to achieve the decima, but I needed to rest, to take time out for myself, especially since 2006 I've been a high-performance athlete. I had lots of other hats to wear, the first being the hat of a father, spending more time with my kids so they could see me more, spending some time fighting all the injuries I picked up over my career, and doing lots of different things. And above all else, I was able to benefit from honouring obligations to my partners, doing various publicity events which you could see on TV in France or internationally. I'm an ambassador for UNICEF. Last month I was in Turkey, where, as you know, there's been conflict, which has forced lots of refugees to flee and end up with nothing. Us, our role at UNICEF is to make sure that children want for nothing, that they can go to school, that they can be cared for, that they can be fed properly. And for this, I've given my time and my image to be able to help these children in the world. Before that, I was in Togo to see another mission undertaken by UNICEF. I was able to see and visit the schools that have been built, see the wells, and also, above all, give early care to children who are in danger and who don't have the correct medication. I've done lots of things. I'm also involved in the charity Imagine, which fights against genetic conditions. So I've worn lots of different hats. It's helped me and I've enjoyed it. To be able to give up some time and my image to help good causes. And I was also co-president of the bid for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, which was successful, so that was another mission accomplished. Whilst in 2017 I decided to take a break, to take some time to do all of those things on the side, at that moment I put judo to one side. I continued to train. Sometimes do some techniques, sometimes physical training, sometimes I would do randori or go to a training camp. But it wasn't competitive. It wasn't serious. The moment that I decided to come back and refocus and not think about all those other things on the side that I could always pick up again, that was actually September. Before, in Canada, I got back the feeling of competition. But now, in Brazil, I'm back to really prepare for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. 1 year to go. I'm on the path. We're doing everything to get that medal. I know that here in Brazil, I'm not in my best form. I'm still not the Teddy that will be at the Games. But it starts from here. Slowly but surely, I'm coming back because I want that third Olympic title. It means a lot to me. I think for all judoka, to win in Tokyo, the place where judo began, is something big. The Olympic Games is the biggest event in the world, and to succeed there is really something very, very important to me.
And Brasilia proved to be hard work indeed for Riner, as he faced some tough opposition. First up for him was the tricky Japanese fighter Kageura Kokoro, whose diminutive stature hides a dangerous throwing ability. He took the great Riner deep into golden score, before the Frenchman finally found the breakthrough he needed. Next came a more decisive victory, a big wazari which could easily have been ippon against Russia's Inal Tasoev. Riner then overpowered the newly crowned world champion Lukas Kapalik, the Czech unable to find an answer for him as he was eventually disqualified when he stepped outside of the area to receive a third and final Shido. Once again, the mutual respect between the pair clear to see. Facing Riner in the final would be Brazil's David Moura. The former world #1 produced some great judo during the day, including this big ippon against Freddy Figueroa of Ecuador. It showed what a stylish technician he can be on his day. What's more, he had home advantage.
Wow, this great man is doing it again. He had the hardest draw in this category without a shadow of a doubt. Beat Kagura of Japan, Tazayev of Russia, Kapalik, the current world champion, without him there of course, and now against Moura. And Moura knows that he's got his work cut out. That big arm is what he's got to stop. But it's in there! Oh, Soto Gary! What an Osoto that was! And the big man, Teddy Riner, 10-time world champion, double Olympic gold medalist, he's done it again. What a technique under pressure. And I've got to say, what techniques he's been doing under pressure all day. He takes out Moura, and now, well, he says to the crowd, you've got a great champion there, but, well, not as great as me. And this man really is the greatest. He pulls it out the bag time and time again. Here he is going for his third Olympic gold medal, and this is his second comeback event. Osoto Gary here, Soto Makikomi it turns into. He absolutely buries Moura, and Moura could do nothing to stop it. As soon as the head was dominated, the Osoto was starting, and the great man, Teddy Riner, does it yet again. His march for a third Olympic title is well and truly on its way. And the crowd here, everybody wants a photograph with him, everybody wants a hug, everybody just wants a piece of this great man. Who's going to stop him winning his third gold medal? Well, time will tell, and we haven't got long to wait.
So Brazil came back with a bang, producing a Grand Slam to remember. Join us next as we travel to the United Arab Emirates for another Grand Slam in Abu Dhabi.